Did you know that swordsmanship is a sign of nobility and was considered an important part of classical Asian and European education? Today, it continues to be the centerpiece of martial arts around the world. Alex Bushman is a licensed instructor in the Japanese martial arts. Also joining us is one of his students, Ian Schmidt. Now, tell me a little bit about the history of sword play.
Well, swordplay is really the centerpiece of military arts around the world, whether continental Asia, Europe, or Far East Asia like Japan. So it's kind of a central piece to any history as far as I'm concerned.
So along with reading, writing, arithmetic, this was something that was considered
definitely as part of a classical
one of the
education.
basics.
Yes, yes.
One of the basics. Is it tough to learn? Is it a lifetime thing?
Like anything.
Yeah?
Just like anything.
And so as you learn more, you get better.
Hopefully.
Now, how's Ian doing?
So far, so good. I must say I'm pleased.
Now, you're an instructor and you run a school. What's the philosophy of your school?
Well, the philosophy is actually very varied because what we teach is much more than just the sword. It's a complete military system where the sword is kind of an integral part, but you would study all of the classical aspects. Spear, halberd, unarmed combat.
Okay, so all of it. Now, what you have here, these aren't exactly swords. They don't have, or are they considered swords? They don't have blades, or these?
This one does, and this would be a training blade to go along with it. Bokuto is what they would call like a wooden sword.
Okay, is that something I would get as a beginner?
Sure.
No blade on it?
It might help.
All right, do you want to show us some of the techniques?
Oh, yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, should I step out of the way?
A little bit.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
All right. Well, we'll start with something basic. It's going to be in like in a Seigan position. Switch, okay? It's going to thrust. Okay. Be something initial. Variation on that. Thrust. Okay.
Oh my gosh, don't give him a haircut. His hair's already short enough.
Or, keseri. Okay. Okay. Something of that nature. Let's take a look at a draw. You being shonen.
Wow.
Or draw versus draw. Okay.
Now, do you guys ever touch swords?
On occasion, yes.
On occasion?
You try to
or
kind
is
of
that
limit
more
it.
in a defense?
More in a defensive situation. Really try to protect your blade. This is kind of what's protecting your life and your nation. So you try as much as possible to preserve your blade. Okay,
now is this sharp?
No, this one isn't. This one's for training. It has no edge.
Okay, it has no edge, so I can't cut
I
myself
like
on it. Exactly, exactly. So how long have you been training?
I've been training since April of 2001, so what is that, 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years.
What got you interested in this?
I actually wanted to do martial arts since I was a little kid, and I just kind of looked around, and I never found anything until I was about 15, and then all of a sudden I found what I'd been looking for a long time. It wasn't karate, it wasn't anything else. This was it. I just kind of felt it, and so I came and been doing it ever since.
Now, is there etiquette attached to this?
Oh, definitely. Etiquette's a key element, probably in anything you do. For one instance, we're talking about weapons. Okay, this would be the same as a gun. Etiquette's a kind of a key element. Like, your intentions are displayed through your etiquette.
Mm-hmm. Now, are there different swords for different levels?
Not really. There are different swords altogether. Like in the older periods in Japan, you would have what they called a tachi, which looks kind of like this,
okay,
but it would be worn blade down, hanging from a holster. Sometimes it has more of a curvature and it's a bit longer. And this is what I was using today, is what they would call a katana.
Okay. So, in your opinion, how well did Uma Thurman do in her movies?
Loved it.
She was awesome? Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, thanks, you guys, for joining us.
All right, thank you very much.
Interesting. Thank you. All right, we're going to toss it back on over to Kristen, where it's a little safer.
Yeah, thanks for not missing. I was getting nervous.